I'm sorry?
How much weight will you be able to handle?
Probably close to 90 pounds,
Okay.
which, yes, I gotta push it uphill.
Yeah.
You asked about a spare tire. There's a spare tire, in case you need it.
Did you say how the number of state parks you'd be going through?
Something like 13 state parks.
Oh, awesome.
It's not state, national parks.
National, yeah, awesome.
This is my little laptop computer I'm going to be taking with me. This hopefully allows me to stay in touch with everybody, send pictures and everything. But of course you gotta have power and you've gotta have Wi-Fi.
How much
So,
is that?
I'm sorry?
How much is that particular item?
This is about $350.
Jeez.
So this is another extravagance. You know, you don't need to do a trip like this with one of these, but when you're away from home for 3 months, it's nice to stay in touch, be able to, you know, communicate with people. And if I do have Wi-Fi and internet, I can look up where the next campground is, can look where that bike shop I need. I can,
How many campgrounds have Wi-Fi? Do you
a
know?
lot more today than,
Really?
yeah, it's surprising actually. Some of them are free, some of them you pay for. But it's nice to have this when you got Wi-Fi. And of course, you go to any McDonald's or Starbucks now, and you can take your computers with you and sit down and get online. So that should be fun.
Do you have a lock for your bike? For your bike?
I do have a lock. I didn't bring it today, but it's not a big lock. I can't lock everything up, and that's a concern. It's one of the nice things about having somebody go with you. So if we stop at a grocery store, he can stay with the bikes. I can run in, do my shopping, and I can come out, stay with the bikes. He can run it. When I travel by myself, you worry sometimes because you got to leave your bike and go off and do things like the bathroom. And why somebody would want to try to steal all this, you know, but people will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to. You asked about being able to be seen. That's one of my shirts. You all see that, don't you think?
I want to ask you,
Like a rolling pumpkin.
how long, how many people will you travel with on a daily basis?
Well, I'm setting out with one other person.
2 people?
Yes, 2 together. However, the route that we're taking across the country and then up through the mountains and everything, these are designated bicycling routes. So there will be other bicyclists out doing this ride, believe it or not. There are other people. They are. And we have a fraternity. So I do expect to meet a lot of people on the road doing this kind of thing. And it's interesting because you meet a lot of people from around the world. People will come from Asia and Europe and South America, all over to ride around the United States. And a lot of them will be doing the same route I'm doing. So it's a wonderful way to meet people from all aspects of life. I've even met families doing this. How about that, Gene? Take your kids with you. I've met families on the road where you have mom, dad, and kids traveling across the country by bicycle. So it seems hard to believe, but there are more people doing this kind of thing than you might imagine. There's also an organization that I belong to. It's called Warm Showers. And these are people who are willing to open up their homes to bicycle tours to stay. So one of the nice things about having a computer is I can say, well, I'll be in this town in 2 days. Can you put me up? And if they're willing to, they will say, yeah, come on. And I can go to their house, get a shower, sleep on the couch or in
Hang on one
the spare
second.
bedroom, and have a roof over my head. And it's, again, an organization, and there are thousands of people that belong to that organization. So it's another way to meet other people who are interested in this kind of thing. And it's really interesting when you're pedaling like this, how many people want you to stop and talk to.
You don't have one of those power motor to drive your bicycle?
No, no motor. I'm the motor.
I know, but there are some bicycles where.
There are bikes where you can put a little electric motor on there, and when you're climbing a hill, you hit the ignition and they'll carry you up. I'm sure there will be a day where I wish I had one. I know that to be true. It's easier to come down. But coming down the mountain with 90 pounds of gear, plus me. Right, you're coming down these mountains and you can get going pretty fast. And you don't want to brake too much because you can actually burn out your brakes and have a problem. So it's harder to climb because you're going slow and you're carrying all this weight, but it's actually it's hard to come down too. But I can tell you, it's thrilling when you do it as well.
How fast are you going when you're going down?
When I was out in Washington and coming down one of the passes there, I hit 45 miles an hour coming down. And I could have been going a lot faster, but I was timid.
Braking a lot?
I was braking as much as I thought I could. But it was so much fun, I can't tell you. I was probably screaming at the top of my lungs, just having the best time of my life. Because literally, probably for 30 miles, I'm just coming down this mountain at this high rate of speed and you look out and you see all the mountain ranges and the rivers.
Sometimes you don't have time to look.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta be careful. What's in front of you?